This is a lesson on Bayes' theorem. Bayes' theorem is a very important theorem in probability and statistics. The theorem is generally stated in this formula, but to solve a simple problem on Bayes' theorem, we just need to use two knowledge. First, we must use the knowledge of tree diagram. Second, we must use the knowledge on conditional probability. That is, probability of A given B is equals to probability of A intersects B divided by probability of B. Let's look at an example. To solve this problem, we must first draw a tree diagram to represent the situation. Since the firm rents cars from 3 agencies, we begin our tree diagram with 3 branches for all the 3 agencies, that is Agency 1, Agency 2, and Agency 3. We should also assign the probabilities at the tree. Since 60% of the cars come from Agency 1, the probability that the cars come from Agency 1 is 0.6. So we write 0.6 at this branch. For Agency 2, the probability is 0.3, and for Agency 3, the probability is 0.1. And then, since it says that some of the cars from each agency need tune up, the next stage of the tree diagram is for needing tune up. Draw a branch from Agency 1 for need tune up and assign the probability at the branch. The probability that a car from Agency 1 needs a tune-up is 0.09. And do the same thing for Agency 2 and Agency 3. Since some of the cars need tune-up, we know that there will be cars that don't need tune-up. So draw another branch from here for don't need tune-up. Because the probability of needing tune-up is 0.09, the probability of not needing tune-up would be 0.91. Do the same thing for Agency 2 and Agency 3. So this is the tree diagram that represents the situation in this example. Now that we have the tree diagram, we can use it to find probability. The first probability that we are asked to find is the probability that a car needs a tune-up. To find the probability that a car needs a tune-up, what we need to do is we need to look at all need tune-up branches and take the probability at each branch and multiply it with the probability at the branch behind it and add all the probabilities together. Meaning that we need to take this probability times this probability and add to this probability times this probability and add to this probability times this probability. Then we get the probability of needing a tune-up. For the second question, it says that if a rental car delivered to the firm needs a tune-up, what is the probability that it came from rental agency 2? Remember that the word if has the same meaning as the word given. So here we are asked to find the probability of agency 2 given need tune up. This is a conditional probability, and we know that conditional probability has a formula. Probability of agency 2 given need tune up is equals to probability of agency 2 intersects need tune up divided by probability of need tune up. Agency 2 intersects need tune up here means that the car comes from Agency 2 and needs a tune up. Looking at the tree diagram, the probability of Agency 2 intersects need tune up would be this probability times this probability, which is 0.3 times 0.2. And then we simply divide this with the probability of need tune up that we have found previously in question A, which is 0.12. So we get the probability of agency 2 given need tune up equals to 0.5.